Well, I grew up in Pomeroy. And then I left. You're right. Pomeroy is a small town in eastern Washington. It's primarily a farming community. It's the last town before you hit Idaho or Oregon, except for Clarkston, which sits right on the border. It's the last small town in the bottom corner of the state. It's a town of, around 2,000 people. It kind of goes up and down a little bit, but about 2,000 people. When I graduated high school in Pomeroy, I think there was 39 people in my graduating class. I think now they're smaller. And it's the only place I ever grew up, so I don't really know anything different. Well, I didn't used to get to come to hunting camp. When I was growing up, we deer hunted, and elk hunting was like the boys' time or men's time, right? The kids went out deer hunting, and you left from the house in town, and then when elk camp came around, that's when Dad disappeared for the week, and I stayed at home
it's
as a little kid.
It's hard to take a kid out of school for a week. And Brian was playing football, so I was doing that during hunting season. We'd go out to his football games on Friday night, and then have to drive up here after his football game. And his coach, at that time his coach was hunting with us up here, so we'd meet his coach and we'd come up here to hunt the next day. This spot that we're in here, we've probably been camped in here for, 15 years here probably?
Yeah, I think we figured it was 16.
Yeah, close to that in there. Yeah.
So when they redid the baseball stadium and tore out the old dugouts, this is made out of the old dugouts from WSU. That's why it's crimson and gray. It was the back wall of the dugouts. So that's why we have the red mountain crapper.
A couple years ago, when I got drawn for the big bull permit, we didn't camp up here that year because we were going to be hunting in another unit. So we were out there and we hunted from home that year and really missed the camping itself, It was great going out there and getting a chance to hunt for a branched antler bull, but I did definitely miss this sitting around camping, visiting, getting out. It's not all about the hunting and killing an animal. It's the whole camp experience, the campfire, the visiting, from the conversations we've had, the things you jump to from politics to whatever, and everything's open for discussion around the campfire. Yeah, you miss it if you're not up here.
It's just one thing you always have to look forward to every year. It's always consistent, it's always there. The season is the same every year, you know exactly when it is, so it's easy to plan around. It's time I always look forward to with you. There's 4 weekends in a row because it's basically 2 weekends of deer hunting, 2 weekends of elk hunting, so as long as you can find some form of time in there, then you can make it happen. As long as college football doesn't mess it up too much.
I started hunting with my dad when I was 9 years old. He started taking me out in the woods with him and starts teaching you those lessons and the silly things that stick in your head, how to walk, how to lay your heel down first and roll it forward, how to walk slow enough so that you're always looking ahead of you and not at your feet while you're hiking. Never look for a whole deer, look for pieces of the deer, look for an ear, look for a tail. Look for horizontal lines, because nature grows vertically. Horizontal lines, back of a deer. So that's just the things that he taught and that I tried to tell Brian when he was young. Brian and I can go hunting together and we walk at about the same pace. If we take off on the same place, we can side hill really well because he walks the same speed I do when you're hunting. And it was a good thing, I hunted with my father and now I had the chance to hunt with him. And a couple of my grandsons a little bit, not his yet, but one of these days we'll see whether they want to. The mountain hunting is so much different than the other stuff, the terrain, the sounds, the sights around you. It's just, you get hooked on it.